great to see several familiar names also in today's session. Participants who joined us for previous conversations in our National Road Safety Dialogue series and those who have helped us along the way. But a very special welcome to those who are joining us for the first time. So my name's Astha and I'm from the Crashfree India team. I'll be your host for today's session. For those unfamiliar with Crashfree India is a research and technology non-profit initiative co-founded by the founders of the Indian Road Safety Council, formerly Campaign, and Cast24. At Crashfree, everything we do is guided by one clear and ambitious goal, working towards a crash-free India by 2040. With the rise in fatalities we're seeing year on end, the need for a crash-free India is just as stark as that of a cleaner, healthier India. Many of you shared startling AQI numbers just moments ago, perhaps less startling than that of NCR. And it's what's caused a call for many for a shift towards public transport. At the same time, over the past few months, we've seen a mode of public transport that moves millions of citizens every day make headlines recently, and not for the right reasons. In Telangana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, among others, there have been several tragic bus crashes that we are seeing every couple of days over the past few months. Whether we look at the bus fire tragedies or the case of head-on collisions, each of these incidents reflected the complex nature of road and vehicular safety. There's rarely a single cause or actor involved. Operational failures, human errors, and unforgiving infrastructure combined to produce devastating outcomes with scores of lives lost or impacted. Official data reveals that buses are involved in a smaller share of crashes today than they once were. In 2008, buses accounted for nearly 10% of road accidents as the primary vehicle. By 2016, that number dropped to about 6.8% and has been steadily declining in recent years. And yet, when bus crashes do happen, the scale of the impact is devastating, affecting dozens of lives in a single incident. So today's conversation is all about answering the urgent and constructive question, how do we strengthen bus safety and chart a clear path forward, especially as we push for greater public transport adoption? And to help us do exactly that, we are joined today by experts who have not only studied bus safety, but have actively shaped the ecosystem. So our first speaker is Mr. Dattatraya Saste, former technical consultant on motor vehicle legislation with the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. With more than 40 years of experience in this space, he was also a member of the Central Motor Vehicle Rules Technical Standing Committee and earlier headed vehicle testing and certification at the Central Institute of Road Transport. Having led many committees on bus safety standards and through his work at CIRT, he was directly responsible for shaping several regulatory frameworks and safety standards that have been critical to keeping buses safe on Indian roads. Currently, Sir is serving as a member of the high-level expert committee on safety at the Ministry of Coal. We're very glad to have him with us today.
Thank
With
you.
over 37 years of experience in vehicle safety and homologation, our second speaker is Mr. Shekhar Dole. Mr. Dole serves as the head of the technical secretariat at the Central Institute of Road Transport, Pune, and serves as the panel convener for key automotive industry standards, including that of the sleeper coach, school bus, double-decker bus, and tarmac buses. Overseeing certifications, third-party inspections, and the refinement of bus safety standards, Mr. Dole helps keep the buses plying our roads safe for millions. So without further ado, I'd like to dive right in. So the first question is to Mr. Saste. Recent incidents, be it Kurnool or Jaisalmer, have put the spotlight on a much beloved mode of intercity public transport for Indian citizens, sleeper buses. Having witnessed the emergence of these sleeper buses in India and having played a key role in the formulation of subsequent standards, could you please tell us a bit more about how this mode of transport came about and is being dealt with?
I think this is very pertinent question because there is a big journey involved in this. In 1950, immediately after independence, nationalization of transport private operators took place and transport corporation got formulated. It was a monopoly business of transport corporation to carry out public transport. All intercity as well as city transport, moposil, rural area. Then it was doing good, but probably it was not sufficient. And then in 1993, tourist permits got allotted. A tourist operator rule came into picture in 1993. And then in order to promote tourism, this particular scheme was brought in. And after that, For the tourist, seated coaches were used, and after that, sleeper coaches also came into picture after 95. By 2000, we could see there are lot of sleeper coaches on the road and accidents and everything. And at the same time, we will going under transformation of making safety rules for the bus. So we were doing the bus code also. So in 98, bus code started, and by year 2005, we did lot of work on the bus code. But sleeper coach has become a big nuisance. There was a big accident in Baroda, Volvo accident for the seated bus. And sleeper coach also, there were some accidents. And then these sleeper coaches, now the catch is this, that these sleeper coaches are operated because there was no regulation for the sleeper coaches. At least for the bus, there was a scheme to register manufacturer and registered bus as a public transport. But sleeper coaches, there was no game at all. So we formulated a specification for the sleeper coaches. It was a big time for us. We started our work somewhere in 2005. My colleague, Mr. Sekhar, is here. He was very active in this, supporting me. And then we carry out a lot of research, and then we have gathered the data. For all sleeper coaches, we are getting operated in various cities, and then also from railway coaches and all that. And accordingly, we worked out the sleeper coaches. We work out the specification for the sleeper coaches, but unfortunately, it took almost 12 years or 10 years to get notified in 2018. So I will like to tell that sleeper coaches played major role, no doubt, but safety was a big problem in the sleeper coaches as per people's opinion. But when they are in operation for last 4 5 years, so far rollover is concerned, sleeper coaches are far better than the seated coaches with the seats. So sleeper coaches, after implementing sleeper coaches, it has become regularized. And you see the enormous number of sleeper coaches on the road, correct? Now, the challenges which are emerged is about the accidents and fires, which is a very common phenomenon. So this is how we have formulated the regulations for the sleeper coaches. They came into picture, and now you will see around the world there is no specification. But to my opinion, to my information, many other are following it. So this is how we have done really a very good job bringing in sleeper coach and provided transportation for large mass. So that is a big success. This is how the sleeper coaches is a innovative work done by us. It is India specification, which is going to be an example all over the world. There are people now, they are trying to follow this specification.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for that enlightening answer. May I request the participants to hold off on their questions until the end of the session, where we will be entertaining audience questions as well. So the second question goes to Mr. Dole. Across these recent incidents, we've seen various factors at play, and there are different bus types involved. As Mr. Saste also highlighted, some of these are more or less, safe than others. Could you walk us through the current bus safety standards and regulatory frameworks in place to protect passengers?
Yeah. Good morning, all. And again, this is a very, I think, am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible.
Yes. So along with Saste sir, we started the journey because we work in Central Institute of Road Transport and Highways under the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways and Central Institute of Road Transport, Pune. So we are dealing with all types of buses, right from we can say Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There are 85 STUs are there. So the different types of buses which they ply and the quality of incoming material, the problems faced by them. So we were monitoring and making the provisions in the CMVR standards. So accordingly, depending on the bus, There are seater bus, sleeper bus, school bus, then double deck bus. Different types of applications are there. So based on the you can say requirement of the application, we have segregated the standards also. Just like Saste sir already told that AI 052 was ready by 2005, but the implementation it was delayed by all stakeholders, and I think 2017 it was implemented. And then the adjunct standard to AIS 052, that additional requirements of buses for AIS 153, then 63, 119 sleeper coach, and 139. All these were simultaneously uh, notified by the ministry. Today, I think all the standards are notified, and the safety norms and the passenger safety is the key concern about the standard, because standard is made for the safety, and we have taken care in the uh, standards, and it is upgraded from time to time. It's not that only from 2005 to 2025 journey we have made them so many amendments according to the problems faced in the field. So the standards, if it is you can say followed in toto, then there will be a less number of casualty and the accidents. Unfortunately, what we have happened in the last two accidents, what we have seen in Jaisalmer and Kannur, because the bus which is not registered as per the standard, which is not made as per the standard, and I think the result is before us. So if you are following the standards, like just like there are many safety features. Now this bus actually, Kunnur bus, what you are showing, it is not because of the bus. Actually, the accident was happened on the road, but the driver could not maneuver the that accident spot, and he dragged that motorcycle, and the fuel tank it was trapped in the bus, and that was a petrol. And again, it is a Scania bus. It was a seater bus, and it was converted to sleeper illegally. And I think there are many other such reasons which is happening on the field. Even we are, if you follow the CMVR in toto, and I think there will be a, I think more safe buses and the operation also. So there is no, can say, lacuna in the standard as now, but continuously we are monitoring it. And it's very unfortunate that this happening. We have given the provisions of emergency exits, sleeper, just like from the day one, there are 4 emergency exits which are made mandatory. But unfortunately, what we are seeing, it is compromised after the maybe RTO registration, or maybe you can say without RTO registrations also the buses are flying. So there are many, I can say, lacunas in the system, and the standards. If the buses are made as per the standards, and I think there will be, uh, I think in enhancing the passenger safety, so that we can tell. And even other things, what safety glasses, even I think mic and speaker which are given in the bus to for the driver to I think alert the people in case of emergency. Hooters are there. Then FDSS, fire detection and suppression system is there. Fire detection alarming system is there. Now in some of the buses we have added new. I think India is the first country to add FAPS, fire alarming and protection system. That is in school buses and type 3 buses it is there. So there are many, I think, steps taken by the ministry to have the enhancing the safety in the standard. Even the bus chassis, which is rolling out of the factory premises, it is fitted with the engine exhaust brake system. Then EBS is there. Then electronic stability control is there. So I think depending on the can say upgradation of the standards, already it is incorporated, but still yes, it's a continuous improving process. No standard always it will be a perfect thing. So we, according to the situation, we are always ready to amend the standard positively. So this is the scenario actually. But this the accidents what we have seen or reported. So it is the buses were not made as per the standard. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
hello.
That your screen is not visible, madam.
Um,
Yeah.
Sir, I believe it's being screen shared, so we are
Yeah.
able to see.
Okay.
But
Okay.
great.
Nice.
Um,
Okay.
so thank you so much, Mr. Dole, for walking us through the current safety standards and showing us how rigorous it is. So it would be great to also walk us through how this translates on ground. So we've already walked through the safety standards, but what are the compliance processes that are supposed to be followed, and what is the role of everyone to play
Yeah.
here? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, when because why there is a need of bus standard actually, because the bus chassis is available. There is no car code, there is no two-wheeler code, but there is a bus code, because the bus chassis which is rolling out of the factory premises, it is by the purchaser, and the body building will be carried out at different bodybuilders ends. So there is a provision in CMVR. So if such purchase chassis goes to the any bodybuilder, the bodybuilder is also accredited one. There is a bus body accreditation system under leadership of Saste sir we have defined, and it is implemented from 2013 onwards. No bus will be registered unless the bodybuilder is registered under that bus body accreditation scheme, and that number will be reflecting in the form number 22A part 2. So that is a legal I can say requirement of the I can say registration process. And this bus, whether it is a seater bus, then it has to go under 52,153. But if it is a sleeper bus, they want to make, then as per 52,153 and 119, they have to make the bus. And the compliance of the same should be obtained from any of the test agencies notified by under rule number 126 of CMVR. So it can be CIRT, it can be ERA, it can be other test agencies also. So that is the procedure. And after that only the buses are registered. At the time of registration, it is the respective transport authorities has to check that form number 22A, that again bus body builder, who is the bus body builder, what is the bus design, all these things are mentioned in the form. So if it is made after that, then I think there will be a I think enhancing the passenger safety, and it will be a correct procedure followed by. Yeah.
That's great to know how comprehensive the system is in practice as well. So my next question would be to Mr. Saste. You previously covered a little bit more about a specific kind of bus, which was the sleeper coach. What is the international landscape in your experience for bus safety, particularly for the intercity and sleeper style buses? And do you feel there are any safety practices that stand out as effective and are adaptable to the Indian landscape?
See, if you look at the bus transport in India, see, we have got our nationalized transport, correct? If you look at the bus transport in Europe or US and all these things, they are a transport operator. And their bus requirement is minimum, because what happened, their car passenger transport is much more. Railway network is very good in Europe. In India, our population is so high, railway is just not sufficient. So bus transport is a key factor in India. Now take an example that traditionally how our buses are being operated. See, there are driver-away chassis, we are constructing buses on that. And last 50, 60 years, all construction of buses was happening without route. Our regulation came into picture almost in 2014 or something, 16. But almost 60 years it was without any regulation. Take example of the Europe. In Europe also the similar situation was there, but they also came up with the regulation much earlier than us, maybe 20 years earlier than us. So we have followed that and we have started our regulations. Now you see the bus, what type of bus? See, Indian bus, and you compare it with the European bus and all that. See, they have got the technology, they have got the rear engine bus and all that. So those good manufacturers like Mercedes, maybe Volvo or maybe MAN, and then they, so Volvo and Mercedes first came in India with their very good products in 98. And then really there was a doubt whether it will be accepted or not, but that they did excellently well, though it was costlier. And after that, we started putting our efforts what to do. So we came up with the regulation. We came up with the sleeper coach. Sleeper coach was, of course, was not available in across the world. And sleeper coach acted as a disruptive proposal for all these people. Underline this. This is a disruptive proposal. Today you see the sleeper coach. You see the facilities, everything. Of course, some wrongdoing is done that I cannot really control. But the way sleeper coach has disrupted, and you see now the buses, a very good quality of buses in the form of seated, in the form of sleeper coach is available. I should not say that, but how much Volvo or Mercedes is able to sell their buses. So that is the visionary work we have done. And today, really, you can say whatever ever is happening in the bus transport. Yes, we have done tremendous work for 25 years, but underlying is ecosystem. There are problems in ecosystem. There are some pinpoints. In later stage, I will discuss that also. So our ecosystem is a problem. Of course, you say you make a very high-tech bus, doesn't mean that it will solve your all problems. Any vehicle doesn't, because safety is not a total responsibility of the vehicle. Safety is the responsibility of all the stakeholders. Of course, we were in the domain of Shekhar, myself, we were in the domain of motor vehicle buses. So we tried our best. And we see that uh, I find myself very contented that the way sleeper coaches are being operated. Of course, there are certain exceptions for which I am very sad.
Then, I would like to add, sir, what sir is saying. The buses, there are three different ways of making the bus bodies. One is called as a ladder type chassis, that is a long member and cross member. It's just a technical thing. And another is just like Volvo sir had said, it's a semi-integral type. The luggage compartment is below the passenger seat. In other things, it was different. So there are many ways of bus bodybuilding, out of which I think Saste sir has. Okay.
So bus got redefined.
Definitely. So, sir, as you mentioned, there have been some unfortunate cases that have made the news lately.
That we will
Yeah,
discuss. I will
that-
comment on that also.
yes. So, I'd like to, highlight one in particular, the Jaisalmer incident. So, in the Jaisalmer incident this October, a private sleeper coach bus caught fire, and it proved fatal for many due to several different occupational and design issues, as was highlighted in the news. So, from a standards viewpoint, what do you both feel were the key failures that occurred in this bus type, and what systemic changes could possibly prevent recurrence of such cases?
Madam, if you see the Jaisalmer accident, uh, because I personally visited there, and what we could notice that the bus was not made as per the AIS 119 standard. And the fire, it started with the roof, not from the engine. And if you see the upper part of the bus body, it is burned. Rear tire, even fuel tank, it is intact. There was a roof luggage carrier, which is not permissible as per the law. And then there was an extension of the chassis. Then there are, I think, seats in the emergency exit. So people could not come out of the bus at the time of emergency. And many lapses in because the bus was registered as a non-AC and then AC was fitted. The pasted glass windows were there. You can see the ladder also, then the roof, because roof luggage carrier, which is banned by the Supreme Court, that is by law. But still, there was I think, roof luggage carrier was there. And unfortunately, what happened? This bus accident happened, I think, around 3:30 in the afternoon. People were sitting in the bus. It was going in the daytime, and there were many people more than the seating capacity, because in the sleeper area, they were sitting, and that's why the more people were there. And in the gangway also they were sitting. It was a Diwali time, and what we could find, there were crackers, unburned crackers we found. So what you carry in the bus, that is another issue, because the buses will be made as per the I can say standard, and the fire retardant material we are making it mandatory to have the bus body material also. But still there is a question, the individual responsibility, what we should not carry in the bus. So there are many lapses because the bus totally was not registered as per the AS 119. Again, it was a self-certification. It was registered in 1st October 2025 with self-certification. And the self-certification is not applicable for school bus and the sleeper coaches from the day one. It was misinterpreted by every stakeholder, and I think the result is, I think, before us. So very unfortunate to say, but it was not followed in the way it was required. The bodybuilder and the even registration also. And what we could find in these buses, there were shutters. Because in sleeper, we don't allow any shutter because it will be a blocking of the individual passenger when he's sleeping. And if the shutters or sliders are there, in the emergency, he will not be able to come out of the vehicle. So these are very serious observations what we could see in the bus construction itself. And that could have been easily identified at the time of race, but it was not happening.
So, Mr. Saste, do you have anything to add based on what
I
Mr. Dole covered?
will say it's just a disastrous situation. You see that bus has been self-certified and it has been modified. And passenger in the bus, to my knowledge, as informed, were about 60, 58 or 60. The sitting capacity of these buses are around 28 to 32. Double the passengers were in the bus. Now, as per fire safety norms, evacuation time is maybe about few seconds, 1 or 2 seconds. All passengers should come out. Maybe few seconds. When double the passengers are there, evacuation was a big problem actually, because in the fire, there is a very limited evacuation time for the passengers through the entry-exit gates. So that is why they got trapped into. And to my opinion, very sad, I am noting it, I am getting information that these transport operators, smaller transport operators, they are making 3 people sit on the berth, which is highly dangerous. For they are doing business at the cost of the life of the people. Now another thing which is very dangerously, we were unhappy. I'm unhappy to note that this registration of this bus has taken place wherein sleeper coach is not supposed to be self-certified. Then there is a overroute carrier which is banned. And then there are certain provisions inside the bus, they are not followed. So another stakeholder is a RTO. RTO probably what type of work he has done, but he has not done his work the way it was required to be done. It is very, very serious. Then the third stakeholder is a bus owner, operator. Operator almost, see, operator will always say that I am an operator, I don't understand much, but it is the duty of the operator to understand each and everything. Now, what type of material is to be carried in the bus? This is many times, this has emerged many times that crackers were carried in the bus and bus got the fire in past also. So, any material which is inflammable in nature should not be carried in the bus. So, it is also responsibility of the operator. So, operator is responsible for so many things. Operator is responsible for that, what type of material he has carried. He has carried alteration in the bus. He has extended the bus. Now I have no idea that what type of driver is deployed for the bus. So it is a lapse over lapse. It is totally a very dangerous situation. This is what is my observation.
This was very enlightening and, of course, unfortunate. And there was a similar incident actually in Kurnool. I believe, sir, you highlighted it as well before. In this case, though, this was also a bus fire. However, the sort of things that went wrong in this case were also different. There was a motorcycle that was lying on the way, and the bus driver ran over it. There was fuel leakage. So, could you maybe walk us through what went wrong in this case? How could this have been prevented, and what can be done in the future in such instances?
So actually, this incident happened. It is not because after accident it has landed to the bus construction. But before that, the accident was happened on the road. Driver could not maneuver that accident spot, and there was a petrol tank of this motorcycle which was trapped in the bus. And if you see this Scania bus, the fuel tank of Scania is behind the front axle. So both diesel and petrol were together to have that blast. And there were, I think, more than 200 mobiles they were carrying in the bus. See, now the problem is that what we have seen on the road, when we see the passenger luggage, other than passenger luggage, many things other than passenger luggage, many things are carried in the buses. Even motorcycles also part we have seen. When the luggage area is more, it is misutilized by the operators, and there is no check. So I think there is a need to have, you can say, check on the passenger luggage also. There is no screening of the passenger luggage, and again, what we have observed, there is a point-to-point pickup of the, I can say, in the tourist buses. So the exact, I can say, the information about the passengers who are traveling in the bus is not known to the any stakeholder, because that is point-to-point pickup is not allowed for the this I can say private operators. It is only for the government buses. That is the STU, state undertakings. They are allowed to go for the point-to-point pickup. Now, in this case, after the accident, how many people were there, and again the dead bodies calculation and other thing, it goes in a very different direction then. So these are some of the things that we have to control. And again, another part of this bus, uh, after making the bus body, it was transported to another state, and I think it was running in different state. So there are many lapses when we transfer the bus from seater to sleeper and sleeper to again some other state. So there is a need to have the check on the bus. Physically, the bus should be checked by the respective authorities. Otherwise, that because the originally bus was a seater bus, it is a 14.5-meter bus. I think around 53 seater plus driver. It was a sitting capacity, which was converted to 43 sleeper. So I
Hmm.
think so there are many things in the this accident, but it is not because of the bus construction, but because of the again accident happened. So there are many things, but ultimately landed on the bus construction.
Okay. So similar but different also causes
Yeah.
here in this case. Mr. Saste, do you have anything to weigh in
Yes,
here? Yeah.
yes. If you compare with Jaisalmer actions, there are some similarities, some differences I see.
Mhm.
The first difference is that similarity is that both are having fire issue, which is highly dangerous. Now, difference is that in this particular bus, Jaisalmer, I will not talk, but in this particular bus, this met with the accident where the object was lying in the form of motorcycle. Driver could not notice that. Motorcycle got entangled into front wheel and ultimately got damaged, and then it has broken the fuel tank of motorcycle as well as uh, bus. And then of course fire is the result. So this is the first thing which appears to be happened, and Shekhar already told that there are a lot of modification, lot of transfers and everything. Of course, it is a lapses on behalf of enforcement authority, registering authority, and operator. All. Then coming to that, why this has happened. So now this issue gets vested with the driver. Driver did not notice the object, so he could not brake the vehicle. But in information box questions below, I got somebody told me that already before that 3 buses were passed or 3 vehicles were passed. I have no idea about that, but my observation is this: this accident. Most of the accidents are happening in the night time, except this Jaisalmer, and the visibility is a big issue. See, when you are not able to notice this visibility due to lack of visibility, then these objects are going to result into accidents. Now this is visibility issue. What is that visibility issue? Because there is a glare of oncoming vehicles, and therefore there is a temporarily impairment of your eye retina, and it takes some second to restore it. Maybe 1 second, even 1 second is also good enough. And everybody has noticed that this lower portion of the very near portion to the road, which I can say lower portion is not clearly visible and all that. So this is the experience of every driver. So we have to take care while building the roads. My request is that there has to be a light separators of oncoming vehicles on the road of the height 1.2 meter, where roads are very fast traffic is there, and this is happening with the drivers actually. So there, this fault goes onto the side of the road, to my opinion.
Thank you. Yes,
Uh,
sir.
Ma'am, another thing, when we saw the buses, what we could understand, there is the driver partition door, which is in case of such kind of accident, it becomes a hurdle. Okay, because it is not allowed. No standard specifies any driver partition door. There is no definition. In no standard, there is a provision. But what we could see, because of the driver, to segregate the driver cabin from the passenger, and I can say comfort of the passenger, this is done after the RTO registration or before the RTO registration. That is again I think a matter of investigation, but it is not allowed. No test agency will certify any way this bus with the driver partition.
That's a very interesting note there, sir. So, both Mr. Saste and Mr. Dole have covered various facets of both these crashes, and in both cases there were similar challenges that came up, but also different ones. As you mentioned in the Kurnool incident, it also had to do with the road. It was an accident not to do with the standards, the following of the standards in the buses itself necessarily, but a multitude of factors. So across these cases, not just the Kurnool and the Jaisalmer incident, but all the ones we're seeing in the headlines lately, I'd like to end on a note mainly to ask the question to both of you. What are the changes or actions that you think are of the utmost priority for bus passenger transport safety improvement? And what maybe should passengers look out for? As you mentioned, there was a partition that shouldn't have been there. People should look out for emergency exits, etc.
Uh, actually, we actually my suggestions is that the respective authorities, while registering or giving the fitness, they should check the bus thoroughly as per the complied, I can say compliance as per the CMVR by any test agency. If they have got any doubt, they can directly ask the certifying agency also, because the RTO are the responsible persons to check the buses at the time of registration as well as for the fitness also. And the ABDSs, because if some of the buses, sometimes what we have I think observed, the respective transport authorities are not aware of the fitment of the safety features in the buses. So just like sleeper bus, the standard was notified in 2017, 1st April 2017, sleeper bus standard was implemented. And in 2019 onwards, there is a provision of FDSS, fire detection and suppression system. It is not in other buses, but it was in school buses and sleeper coaches. It was brought earlier. So we are in 2025, but still it is not been seen vigorously by the RTOs. So we have suggested even driver partition door, just like what we have just talked, even roof luggage carrier. So some of the buses, what we could see, there is I think, eastern part of the state, it is registered, but the registration number is there. The buses are under construction. So this is another area I think we'll have to highlight, because the registration number is given to the chassis itself, and the bus is under fabrication at some bodybuilder end. So there are many lacunas in the I can say this process. I think if it is a there are if it is a sleeper bus, capacity it will increase. Length of the bus, if it is there, it will be 5. So 4 are already there. There is a 2 roof hatches, 1 emergency door is mandatory. And even other, if it is a pasted glass window, all the windows are provided with hammers. Additionally, 2 hammers are kept at the driver and co-driver level because the hammers are not in place at the time of emergency. So I think we have added in the bus standard also, but it is not seen. So I think this has to be checked, and I think by seeing this all scenario, I think ministry is working hard on that, and we are making one I can say checklist for the you can say respective transport authorities to check any bus. And as per the checklist, the bus has to be checked. There will be a layout because there are layouts mentioning the seat numbers, sleeper numbers, and other things. So that should not exceed. So these are some of the things actually for each bus. It should be I think accompanying with the at the time of registration, and it should be recorded, and that should be checked at the time of fitness also. Because what happened after the fitness, the operator may seat addition of seats or sleepers. It is added in the Jaisalmer bus also. We have seen the additional seats and sleeper added. It was a seater sleeper bus. Okay, so there are many lapses at the I can say registration level as well as fitness level. We don't want to blame somebody, but it's a can say need of the hour.
Responsibility.
So I think ministry is working hard on that, and we have in consultation with MoRTH, we'll be having a checklist so that at least the buses will be checked as per the checklist. So I think it will enhance the passenger safety and the proper registration will be carried out.
It's great to hear that
Okay.
positive steps are being taken in this direction. Mr. Saste, do you have anything to add? Yes.
Yeah, Shekhar has already described at bus level what type of improvements and surveillance checks are required. My attempt will be on basic system level, what we will be able to do. See, now ADAS has come. So there are some component of the ADAS which are to be on priority taken on the buses actually. Like 360 degree view of camera, driver monitoring system because his drowsiness and all that, because he is the main factor to responsible to this. Then your lane assist system also, lane maintenance system. So that should be there. So that implementation will definitely, because see, what we believe in that avoiding the accidents. Now, as I already indicated earlier, see, most of the sleeper coaches, most of the long distance buses runs in the night. So glare is the biggest issue. So how to address the glare issue? See, I have noticed, I have studied, it is my very clear observation that there should be a separators provided on avoid the glare of the oncoming traffic. Oncoming traffic glare is a dangerous issue. Now we have got a different type of roads, but at least on highways, because accidents are happening on bigger roads because of the higher speeds. So there you can provide separators. Now you see our Pune Mumbai Expressway at some spots they have planted the trees. They act as a separator. It is giving good help. But this sort of things while constructing the road we should see. And next, what I will like to say on this is about that sleeper coaches and tourist buses. This issue needs to be sorted out because you register it with the tourist buses, and there are smaller operator having 1 or 2 buses. Really, they are not professional people. My observation is that if you see, oh,
So you were saying?
sorry, give me a minute.
Sure.
If you see a bigger operator like there are bigger travel operators in passenger transport. There are Purple, or there may be, I think, there are many bigger operators. Their accident rate is very less because they do extensive driver training. They monitor their bus through GPS and all that. So their accident rate is very less. So therefore, the smaller operators, there is a problem with the smaller operators because their bus are not compliant, their drivers are not compliant. The whole system is a failure at their end. And what is the area of the concern is that the sleeper coach scheme is scheme is there. Sleeper coaches are registered under tourist scheme. And then what happens? There is no business for transport corporation, so they don't operate. And these people, and there is a competition. Now there is a big competition in them. So government has to come out with, see, if state transport corporation are not able to provide the service, then okay, let it be operated, licensed private operator, because your stage carriage routes are all nationalized. So that is why government has to give a thought onto this, that what it could be done for providing a very good transport. So that will also help to sort out these issues so that you will have a good quality service available. So this is also a bottleneck. Then coming to the driver, which is a main stakeholder. So there are driving rules. They should be well convergent with that. Then there are also acts to control their duty hours and all those things. See, we have seen in many accidents, there was a problem because of driver's fatigue. So I will tell you, I have enumerated about 30, 40 points where we can take the corrective actions. I will give that right up to you. So these are the many points where at system level we can take care. Now another one important point I want to highlight here. Many times fire is catching. Okay. Now we have got a fire detection and dowsing system. But detection of the fire is very important because evacuation is linked with that. Now fire happens in engine compartment. Fire also happens anywhere. We have seen in Jaisalmer, it was in the AC. So what I mean, our detection system is should be so robust that in engine compartment as well as in the saloon, passenger saloon, we should have detector. And the moment fire is detected, it will be the responsibility of the driver, which is to be spelled out, that you should use a siren because passengers are sleeping in the night. So they also do not get to notice that what is happening or not. So there should be a very irritating siren and everything. He will come down, he will break the glasses and all these things. This robust system is required because I see that there are many fire incidences and there are large number of so a post accident, or if accident is going to happen, like smoke is coming, if a very proactive action is taken, that will help too much.
That is a wonderful note to move into audience questions. Thank you, Mr. Saste and Mr. Dole. So, a first question we received from Mr. Nityanand on ensuring compliance. So, he's mentioned we were discussing FDAS/FDSS and FAPS, but still many buses don't have them and sometimes only install for the sake of registration initially. So how do we ensure that all these safety features are periodically maintained and remain in proper working condition at all times?
Actually, if the FDSS or FDAS or FAPS, whatever it may be, at the time of fitness, I will suggest our RTO friends to check at least one bus. So the message will go, because only the fitment of the bus will not serve the purpose. Even the individual operator also has to check it periodically, because FAPS, it requires a water tank, and that tank has to be, I think, checked, because accident will happen once in a blue moon. But I think there is a need to have the maintenance of this whatever the safety systems we have added. And there is a again, if you go to every SS and every AS, there is a I can say one electronic box given in the driver cabin, which is showing a green color light. If it is becoming yellow, then there is a malfunctioning of the system. So I think there is a need to have the demonstration at the time of fitment of this equipment in the bus. And whosoever is the supplier, he always give that do's and don'ts about the FDSS and FDAS. So that is a your driver is the first person to know about the health of the vehicle, and it is in the driver cabin only. So drivers should understand whether my FDSS is working, FDAS is working, or FAPS is working. So there is a clear cut, can say, even light symbol is there. Instead of green, it will be yellow. So there are many things are there, but I think unfortunately it is not just rightly said for the registration or fitness. The fitment is there, so it has to be need to be checked periodically.
I think I will add to this also.
Yeah.
See, engine compartment is my observation, which is little different observation. See, when there is a fire, we are putting all these efforts to do this. In engine compartment, engine overheating takes place. And when engine overheating, what we see, there is a small visual alarm we see, which is not noticed by many people. So earlier we used to have meter. So driver is to monitor the meter. And when it tends to go to red zone, he will take care, he will stop the vehicle, he will pull the engine and go. But in today's latest all cars or trucks or where you see in many of vehicles, there is a small visual alarm, and many times everybody tend to look over and take a owner-driven cars. You just don't know. So my suggestion is that it should be a visual, audible, visual, and corrective alarm. Means if even audio, visual, and even if goes beyond that, it should trigger the engine ECU to take the vehicle into limp home. It will avoid the fire. To my knowledge, some manufacturers, after I had discussions with some manufacturers, they have started implementing, but regulatory authority should put an eye on to this.
Thank you. So our second question is from Priyanka. It's about the stakeholders involved. So she'd like to know who are all the stakeholders who can directly make these buses safe. And as per the codes, such as for sleeper bus, school bus, intercity and city buses. Yes.
Okay. In this regard, the main stakeholder is driver. Main stakeholder, because if you see 90% accidents is in the hands of the driver actually. So that is why he is the main stakeholder. Now take a driver. See, there are driving regulations 17. Rule 17 has come, right? Driving regulation. He should be aware about that. Second thing, what should be done for the driver by the operator? See, labor law says that his working hours are to be controlled. Okay. Not only this thing, his driving conditions should be favorable. Like, in trucks also we are providing AC commission. So main center is a driver, because accidents avoidance is in the hand of the drivers. So he is the main stakeholder. Then owner, operator, then see, bus design and all this is very last. See, all these regulations and everything. Road conditions, like road conditions are also very important. Road signage are very important. Then your registering authority, then enforcement, and then pedestrian. So these are all are the stakeholders. There can be more stakeholders also. But so far the safety is concerned, driver is the main stakeholder, and providing a favorable conditions for driver working is operator's responsibility. To ensuring that buses are compliant on the road is the enforcement and registering authority responsibility.
See, I would like to add what Saste sir is saying, because the buses are made as per the OE also. OE fully built bus, it is coming out, and other bus is just like we said chassis, and it is built on the chassis by the bodybuilders. So OE fitted buses, OE you can say buses, they are complying with the all you can say recent mandatory norms. But what we have seen, bodybuilder at the time of bodybuilding at the bodybuilder end, some of the norms it is I think not fitted. So that is another cause, and even unfortunately the awareness among the state transport authorities, it is not there. So when the date of implementation is not known to the respecting authorities. So they are unable to implement the, I can say, existing safety norms. So that is a lacuna in the system itself. So we have to, that's what we have suggested, one checklist. So because your notification from the MoRTH, it will be lying with the Transport Commissioner office, but it will not be percolated to the respective RTO where it is the vehicles are registered. So there is another you can say provision we have made in the Vahan portal for the registration of the vehicles, where we are putting all these you can say the certificates which are issued by all test agencies. So we will have one suggestion that we can have a bus portal. I think it was started, I think, when Saste sir was there, and the bus I can say model number, length, and everything, every details was mentioned in that portal. The portal, I think we have to modify, and it has to be made mandatory. Unless the bus is, I think, available in the portal, it will not be registered.
Yes. One more thing.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
For these buses are concerned, actually. See, this transport department must be, comprehensive transport department, technically qualified. Today, people from various disciplines will come there. They will not be able to perform as per the requirement. They should be technically, because they are registering the vehicle, and they should know everything about the vehicle, that whether it is compliant or not, whether alterations are carried out and they are inspected. There are so many things. So, to my opinion, in many states, there are many non-technical people are doing this job. I think they are not justifying the job. It's not their responsibility. There has to be technically proper qualified people to carry out the job. Otherwise, this sort of non-compliant vehicle will be on the road, and incidents are going to happen. This is what about.
Definitely. The portal initiative is a very interesting initiative both of you have highlighted.
Yes.
So, one last question due to paucity of time. I'm so sorry, everyone, but we'll ensure there's a wider discussion.
We will, if you
Yes.
can give us, then we will also reply.
Sure.
You can give.
So, the third question is by Dr. Srinivas. So, one variable in the system is driving behavior. And since we were just discussing driving behavior, it would be great to know how proper training, knowledge, skill, and attitude of the bus driver can be ensured. And is there, what's the need of refresher training to help them understand risks?
Okay. See, we have been advocating one thing, that there should be driver monitoring system, actually, for, active safety, to avoid the collisions, accidents, or whatever is that. So there all movements, actions, and everything of the drivers is getting monitored. And then whether those movement, actions, and all those things are correct or they are detrimental to the safety, we can determine. His working hours are also going to get monitored, and it will comply to the labor law, it will comply to everything. So it will be useful, and that will be the great help to avoid the accident. Now, with his question coming to the point, that is behavior monitoring. See, it is such a complex thing that without interfering, he will be asked to drive the vehicle, and there will be a data capturing system. Data capturing system will catch this, and his behavior will be analyzed. And that is a very important thing to decide his fitness to be a driver or not for the particularly public transport vehicles. Shekhar, if he has to add anything?
Actually, I think ministry initiative has been for that IDTR, Driver Training Institute. I think in CIRT we had a very good driver training institute. So we regularly conduct this driver training programs there, and it is a need of the hour that I think every operator or the fleet owners, they should send their drivers. So it will be upgradation of the technologies, I think, in the vehicles. And I think pan India it is there, but CRT, what we are, I think it is uh, inaugurated by Honorable Transport Minister, and it is running successfully.